Ladies and gentlemen, you are now entering the Decent Christian Talk podcast. Enjoy.
Check. Decent Christian Talk episode number 90.
90?
We are in the 90s.
Oh gosh. It's like boy bands and Alan Jackson.
Grunge. Alan Jackson, that's the first thing you think of?
Yeah. You gotta... I forget the song. Something about... Was it the Ford truck or Mercury? I don't know. They had a commercial. It messed me all up.
Anyway, I'm Gabe Jones.
I'm Josiah.
And we are fans of music, and we've got a great band for you today. It's a band called Danger Scene.
Oh, they're great.
We've had them on the show before, but it's been a while, so hey, why don't we have them back on? They just released a single called Poison.
Yeah, and the music video is up, and it is promise of more to come.
That's exciting.
Did you realize that I didn't know who we were doing this about until you clicked record?
Well, that's just the beauty.
I'm very excited about Danger Scene, though.
Of that, yes. So, before we head into that, we got to talk about our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/Decent Christian Talk. For as low as $1 a month, you can help sponsor our show. That helps us pay the bills. And we'd really like to thank Maria, Lorena, Michael,
man, I
Leslie,
remember so much. It's hard for me to remember
Jody,
names.
all you guys that help us out. We just thank you so much. And once again, you can do that for as low as $1 a month. If you join our team for $5 a month, you get our bonus episode with every episode that we do. And this week we are talking about our throwback album of the week, and it is the self-titled release by a band called Bleach.
20 years. We like to try to hit something that's been about 10, 15, somewhere in there. 20 years.
The lead vocalist, Davey Basinger, just got married this past weekend, so why not?
Congratulations.
We will celebrate the self-titled record from you guys, and that's one of my favorite albums from the 90s, speaking of the 90s. But not speaking of the 90s, Danger Scene is joining us today.
I bet they were born in the 90s. Actually,
that's possible. Yeah.
Maybe.
But, yeah, these guys are fun. They're a two-piece band.
Brothers.
From the Midwest. And they live in Nashville now, is that right?
Yeah, I think they grew up in they're Kansas City fans.
Right.
So they're somewhere in that area.
And the Royals are terrible this year, but Danger Scene is not, so we are glad to have them on. Would you like to say anything before we head into the interview?
They are some of the coolest guys that I've ever met. First time I ever saw Danger Scene was during tornado force winds on a stage, and they still went out there and just ripped it up. It was pretty fun.
Pretty intense. I almost died that day.
They're good guys. If you don't know who Danger Scene is, look them up. They're so good. But the interview will
speak for itself
a little bit.
Without further ado, here is our interview with Danger Scene.
All right, hit that horn, babe. Let's dance.
Well, this is Danger Scene.
What's up? How's it going?
We don't really have anything else to talk about.
We've talked about everything. We talked about all the things that you and I have in common, like sports
and movies.
Yeah.
And I'm not very musically talented.
Neither are we.
You guys only have 2 people. I thought maybe you could use someone, but
well, I keep trying. Yeah, I mean, we probably.
You know,
could
the
use
crazy
somebody.
thing is, we've been trying to find somebody who wasn't musically talented to join Danger Scene.
Then I found Matthew the drummer, so you know. I'm kidding.
Well, what are some of the pros and cons of only having 2 people?
Mostly pros. First off.
Well, yeah.
Like again, like we were in a band with 5 different people, and as great as it is, like, and it's almost like going to camp with people, right? Like you just become, like, you develop a bond with those people, It's the same thing with bands. Like, I think you really just develop bonds that are stronger than just your normal basic friendships. So, like, that's one of the cool things about having a lot of people in the band, but there's also just a lot of decisions that have to be made, whether it's money-wise or touring-wise and just that kind of stuff, and just even writing-wise, that when you have just two people, it's so simple.
On the other hand, the con would be, because there's two people, it's an even number.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50 vote. If we don't like something and we disagree, like, there's no one to
Do you
tie.
have a coin flip? Or
Honestly, we need to rock, paper, scissors from now on. Because, like, we're not agreeing on what set list to play today. Like, we've been talking about it for, like, the last week. I was like, I want to play the new song. And he's like, we're not playing the new song. We should play this song because it's played on Radio U. And I was like, well, we should play the new song because I think it's better. They'll like it. And then
just go to Twitter and have people vote.
Yeah.
And then
that's what Twitter poll and Instagram polls are for, I guess. But yeah, like, we could not agree on it. So, polls and or rock, paper, scissors is the way.
But that's what I was going to say. Like, even, like, if you have a 5-piece band or something like that, at least you have a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Like,
but then you also have 5 different set lists, so
Yeah.
each person votes for what they want to do. So then you're back where you started.
And, like, one of the pros for us, I mean, being brothers, like, we're very similar in a lot of ways. But, like, it's one of those little things that you wouldn't think about that often. But, like, going to eat on the road, like, if we're traveling and I'm just like, hey, you want to go to Chick-fil-A? He's like, yeah. Boom, done. Like, where that used
we
to,
had chicken yesterday.
that used to be a big fight. Well, I'm vegetarian, so I need to go somewhere that has this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, we're in nowhere, Iowa, so we're gonna have to figure something out. Yeah. So stuff like that, like, it's generally positives. Load in, load out's, you know, pretty easy, but also, like, there's only 2 people to carrying gear, so, you know.
Yeah, and to pay for everything.
Yeah, that's definitely a con.
And to do each job. And we have our own jobs in the bands that we do, and we split them up pretty well. And we have, like, it's this crazy dynamic that we're so similar, and yet we have these attributes that are, I'm more, like, business minded, and Michael's more like a writer, and like, he's good at social media and that kind of stuff. And so we, like, fit into these niches perfectly.
I wouldn't say good at social media.
Okay, we're, like, good enough.
Yeah, I don't even like social media, but I run our social media, so
I know.
Gotta
Well,
do it.
I've talked to Death Therapy before, and they're a 2-piece,
Yeah.
and they talk about how it's great, like you guys, and then also, well, we have more responsibility as well. If I miss a note or something breaks,
Don't mess up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when there's 5 people on stage, it's easier to, like, you can kind of, as a viewer or an audience, you know,
overlook things.
You can be looking at, you know, the guitarist, and then if the drummer messes up, you might not see it. Or if you're looking at the lead singer and the drummer drops a stick or something, like, you might not notice. So it's a little easier to get away with stuff. Where 2 people,
like, I dropped a stick today and everybody pointed at me. So.
We should make it a thing, though. Like, before our sets, be like, all right, every time he drops a stick, I want you all to, as loud
cheer.
as you can. 1, 2. So for every stick you drop, and then it's like 4.
That's when Michael knows to shut it down and get a new drummer.
Nah.
Yeah.
He's a good drummer.
If you're out there and you can't drum, Danger Scene's looking for you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. We've been looking for somebody who has no musical talent.
Yeah.
Well, just to carry stuff.
Just a pretty face, and also just somebody to carry
well,
stuff. If you would like to go on the road with us and carry all our equipment, feel free. We're welcoming you.
Apply on Twitter.
We are a professional moving company that occasionally plays music.
Yeah, pretty much.
What are some of the challenges of kind of being an indie Christian band? I know you guys mentioned Radio U is something that plays you, but your genre of music is not something that's going to get played on maybe a bigger station.
Yeah, like a K-Love or something.
But then on the other side, your genre of music is something that is very popular on secular radio, but then they hear, oh, Danger Scene's that Christian band, we're not going to play them.
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons, like, we don't really promote ourselves as a Christian band. Obviously, we both believe in God, and we're both Christians, and we want to be a good example for what Jesus is. But, like, we would absolutely love to play mainstream stuff and secular festivals and stuff, too. So we don't really promote that. We just try to put, like, I think in our message and in the music, we don't overemphasize God, which I'm sure some people disagree with, but I I know too many people that won't listen to Christian music because it's Christian music.
Whether it's good or bad,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Obviously,
you know?
like there's some incredibly talented people that do Christian music. Like watching Toby Mac perform, even though he's been doing it for a long time, it just every time it amazes me. But I know that there's tons of people out there that don't want to listen to that purely based off of the fact that it's Christian. So we want to reach the people that are, casting out the Christian artists. We want to play music for them and give them something positive to listen to that they may or may not know is a Christian band.
And then they look in further into it and they're like, oh, these guys are crazy. They're different somehow.
Yeah.
We feel like just the way we live and the way we interact with people shows a difference, and that we can better be an example of who Jesus is and who
I don't
God
think
is.
you don't have to say, hey, I'm a Christian for somebody to tell that there's something different about you or that you are a Christian. I was listening to it. The guy had a story yesterday he told me, and he was on a tour that was kind of a ministry thing, but it was kind of almost undercover ministry. And he said when he went out there, he was really shy. And he didn't talk to anybody. And he hung out with these kids for 2 days, didn't say a word to him. And then 2 of these kids came up to him later on and said, hey, are you Christian? Because we feel like you are. And he literally didn't talk to them. But the way he was probably just behaving and acting, and
actions speak louder than words.
And so that's the kind of doors we're trying to open up. We want people to realize that being Christian isn't dumb or lame. It's exciting and it's fun, and you don't have to. It's not about church attendance. It's about having a relationship with God and surrounding yourself with good people that are there to encourage you and stuff like that.
Well, and it also comes down to, we believe that we can't change other people's hearts. That God changes hearts. We just are obedient and
try to be obedient.
Not always. We're as big of failures as everybody else, but try to be obedient, and God will open those doors and He'll change those hearts.
Yeah.
One thing that's very big that I've noticed is your production value. Not too many bands that are playing the Fringe stage has their own pyro.
Yeah.
You're very energetic on stage, even though it was 10:30 in the morning and 100 degrees outside. But you guys brought it. You bring it to every show like that.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you, it was raining sideways and there was lightning.
Oh my goodness!
You're slipping and falling everywhere.
We went and sat on the stage in the rain with everybody.
Yeah, it was great.
We blew the power. The rain blew the power.
Oh yeah, you guys blew the whole, and you just oh well, listen.
But and that's one of those things in music. You just roll with the punches. We were having technical difficulties before our set, and we figured it out, and it was frustrating. But we're just all right. Well, hopefully we'll get it figured out. You just make do.
Right.
I was ready to just not use my ears and just hope that I was singing with the music. Again, you just do what you got to do. But with our performance, we being a two-piece, what kind of addressed earlier, you have to own the stage. You have to do more than a 5-piece. When you have 5 pieces, you can bring the guitars forward, and the lead singer can go back and just take a break while they're doing a guitar solo.
You have a lot to look at.
Yeah. So with just 2 of us on stage, we know that we have to do something different, something a little bit more outside the box, and we use the energy and the excitement that we bring to the live performance to carry that essentially.
Yeah. Well, and then we do a show that we would watch. You know?
Yeah.
We play music that we would listen to. We perform a show that we would be interested in, and for one, that keeps us really interested in our own music, and we love it all the more. We love performing, we love our own music and listen to it, which is kind of weird.
I don't feel bad listening to my own music.
No, but
I think that's important.
Yeah,
because you don't have fun if you don't enjoy what
exactly.
you're doing.
If you just write a song
if you're writing
be a number one hit on radio or something,
you don't care for it. You're just doing it for the publicity or something. That's fine. That's what you want to do. But we purposely don't write top 40 pop songs because we wouldn't listen to that consistently. Doesn't mean we don't like it, but it's not what we enjoy listening to.
So you guys working on anything new? You're always releasing music videos.
Yes.
You find on YouTube, and then new music coming out?
We don't have a release date for it. We've recorded 3 songs over the last couple months. They're almost done mixing and mastering and stuff. We've got a couple little things we want to change. But there's no official release time for it. We want to make sure we do the promotion and put it out into the world the correct way.
But we're excited about it. These songs are killer.
We're using a different producer for the first time, for Danger Scene at least, and It's just a new, invigorated sound. Like, not that our old music wasn't, but we're going in a little bit different of a direction. So it's absolutely still our style and our sound, but it's definitely going to have some more pop sensibility to it, and it's got some really great hooks and stuff. So we're really excited about the new music. We just don't have like an official hey, we're going to release it this time.
That's probably why 21 Pilots doesn't have an official release.
Yeah,
time.
they're waiting for us to put something out so they can copy
3 months
us.
later, they can put it out.
Hey, look at what we made. Like, yeah, that's our song, dude.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
All right. Well, how do you stay in touch with Almost Good at social media?
We have everything pretty much. We do a good job of responding and posting on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. YouTube. I comment back on almost pretty much everybody's comments if you leave a comment on there. We love hearing from people. Like, that's one of the things about musicians that I think fans and audience members miss is it's not that we need the feedback sometimes, but it's encouraging to have somebody say, hey, I heard you on Radio U, or hey, I just found this music video on YouTube. This is really great. Like, it gets you through a day that may be a struggle for you. So,
well, and interaction is a lot of what we do. So that's why we've been at our merch table for the last 2 days, as much as possible. It's because we've had some really good conversations, and we like to interact with people.
Yeah, that's really a story that people can tell. Dude, I met that guy. And
we want to be that. We want to be as approachable as possible. It's where you can talk to us about a struggle, or you can just say, "Hey, I really enjoyed your set. Nice meeting you."
Or you guys are 21 Pilot ripoffs.
Yeah, because we are.
Yeah. All right. Well, you've heard it. You heard it here first. Danger Scene. Thank you, guys.
That was our interview with Danger Scene. I'd like to thank them for talking to Josiah and putting up with him.
Well, I will have you know that they talked to me a good hour and a half before that interview, so they love me.
That's I guess that's a good thing.
I mean, I wish I could have recorded all that. That was some golden stuff.
That's your fault.
Well, I didn't know.
That's all good. But thank you guys so much for joining us. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. Not going around. It sounds like a viral thing, like infectious. Well, not a good thing.
The goal is to go viral.
Yeah, but I mean like the flu or something.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff coming up and going on. There's Creation Fest is coming up soon. As of the recording, as of the release of this podcast, the Jesus Freak Cruise is going on. So a lot of you listeners are actually on the cruise and probably won't hear this till later.
Acquaintance of the podcast, Brendan, is there.
Yeah, we won't. Whatever. He's already sent us a few pictures and whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure he's having a blast without us.
He is our correspondent on the Jesus Freak Cruise, and we are hoping and praying to get some
if you were listening to this,
fun interviews for you guys on the cruise, but we'll see how that goes.
If you're listening to this and you're on the cruise, find Brendan.
If you're listening to this and you're on the cruise, wait till after. You can go do something else.
I'm sure there's a break.
Maybe. But anyway, we will head off into the sunset. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are on iTunes. We're on Spotify. Wait,
on what?
Are we on iTunes anymore?
No.
What do they call it now?
The
podcast app on the Apple Store.
Yeah, the app formerly known as iTunes.
Yes. We are on Spotify. I think you can still give us a review on that app formerly known as iTunes, but if you can, we would appreciate if you give us a 5-star review. We are also on YouTube. We are also on SoundCloud. That still exists too. We have a website named DecentChristianTalk.com. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. Instagram is DC Talk Podcast. We'll probably be posting stuff from the Jesus Freak Cruise or, something like that on the Instagram, so you want to check that out.
That's assuming Brendan holds up his end of the deal here. So.
And our Facebook page, Decent Christian Talk, and our Decent Christian Talk podcast discussion page. We'll also be posting some Jesus Freak Cruise stuff up there. And we will also be doing our fun Talkback Tuesdays and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But we will head off into the sunset. We will catch you next time.
Don't forget to tip your waiters and waitresses. Thanks.
Don't forget to tip your waiters and waitresses. Thanks.